Hey everybody, we're here live, and we're talking Batman Beyond, and this rumor that I don't believe is true, but it's an interesting conversation of Tim Burton. Could he come back to direct Michael Keaton as Batman again in a Batman Beyond movie? There's some rumors out there that are not accurate at all, but it's just an interesting conversation of could this be a thing? And it's also stemming from the fact that the Black Adam is coming back, or that the scoop we did on Black Adam, which you haven't watched it, you should go click over. I'll put the annotation here. The scoop I had a while back is clearly proving to be true because they just announced Atom Smasher coming in, and this idea of sort of introducing those characters that are going to be in Black Adam, which is Justice Society of America, which again, watch the scoop over there. The CW and DC, they seem to like introduce characters more than once. They're doing it on Stargirl. They're going to do it in Black Adam. Some of those characters are going to be related. And I was saying, you know what? I'm fine with all this as long as Michael Keaton really is the Batman that comes back to pull the strings, because I think that's a really smart way to sort of bridge all the movies together and have sort of that throwback thing. Because I think an older Michael Keaton Batman, that would just be really fun. It would sort of tie up everything in such a beautiful, cool, clean way, and I think he's such a great actor. If you do it right, that could be so much fun. So we were talking about this, and I know Darth Daddy Lung over here, Don, that you guys are Batman Beyond fans, correct?
Yeah.
So what do you think? So this rumor out there, it's obvious, I don't think it's going to happen, but Tim Burton coming back to do a Batman Beyond movie with an old Michael Keaton, you're both saying no. You don't think Tim Burton's the right style?
I'm a Tim Burton fan. I like the original, Batman movies that he made in the 80s and 90s. Great job on them. I think they hold the test of time. Unlike I know Lewis doesn't like them, but I don't feel Tim Burton brings the right flavor to Batman Beyond. His style I don't think fits in with what we know of Batman Beyond. I'm on board with the Michael Keaton, like you're saying, being a puppet master behind this whole multiverse thing, or the tie that binds all of them. That works, but I don't know if I want to see Tim Burton doing that.
Don, you agree?
I would have to agree, and I would be interested to see him try to take that leap and say he's going to try to be faithful to the material. But if you look at his record of what he's done and everything that he's filmed, the styling just is so drastically different. I just don't know if he would be able to do it. It's going to be outside his wheelhouse from what I would imagine. I mean, look at like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Sweeney Todd, even Planet of the Apes, like all those other films, they're different and they're unique, but they're all like, you can see his nuances and his styling in those films. Batman Beyond is not quite that way. It's very angular, very locked in, not noir in some ways, and like vibrant in other ways. That is just, he goes to extremes that it just locks into that extreme. And I don't see it going into Batman Beyond that way.
It's true. If you break down Burton's, I'm trying to think of more recent. I forgot he did Dumbo, which was like not very good. I mean, Colin Farrell was okay, and it's just sad because I do like Tim Burton a lot. But the Miss Pettigreen's Home for Peculiar Children, Dumbo, I appreciated Big Eyes because he was trying to do something, go back to his roots a bit in that one, but I didn't like it. Frankenweenie, the cartoon, it was okay. But Dark Shadows was so bad. And then Alice in Wonderland, I never understood how that made $1 billion. It was such a boring, frustrating movie. Sweeney Todd, I was not a fan. I mean, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, oof. Big Fish, I thought parts of it were okay. It was fine. He was trying something different. There's a better version of Dumbo, if you ask me. But then, yeah, Planet of the Apes. You got Sleepy Hollow is probably like fine. Do you guys give that a plus? Sleepy Hollow?
Oh, I enjoy that.
Watch Sleepy Hollow. That was good.
Yeah, I think it's fine, right? And Mars Attacks. It's like it's better over time. It's sort of like a throw, and then it's like that's. I think it started going south obviously during Planet of the Apes, and then we had Ed Wood, which to me is his best movie. I think honestly, I would say that's his best film. But then we have Batman Returns, which I do love. Scissorhands, Batman, Beetlejuice, Pee-wee. That was the prime Burton years. But yeah, Sleepy Hollow, Mars Attacks was probably like a little weird, but I think it grew on me over time. Sleepy Hollow is fun. It's not my favorite, but I do think it feels very Burton-esque. And then it really became Planet of the Apes, Chocolate Factory, Alice in Wonderland. Dark Shadows is so bad. It's just a bummer. So I don't disagree with you. The look, the style of him, he hasn't proven sort of a new out of this, right? Out of that sort of way. Is there somebody out there you would like to see direct that Batman Beyond movie? Would you want Michael Keaton there? Who'd you say?
James Wan.
Interesting. Oh, from Aquaman, yeah. Do you like Michael Keaton showing up for that movie?
Yes.
Oh,
I
yes.
like the idea of Michael Keaton being Bruce Wayne for Batman Beyond. I think it would fit in perfectly.
Hmm. Well, and that was the great idea I love about that is because they did that with the Batman Beyond the cartoon series, because they took the original voice of Batman from the animated series that everybody knows and love when you think of Batman, and they said, you're going to be old Batman. And they just ran it like that. So the very first episode, when you meet old Bruce Wayne, you hear that voice and you lock in, oh, that's Batman with a cane and a wicked looking dog and still going to town on people. So yeah, I'm not as versed into my directors or like our producers and whatnot that I could say like I would want to know this person for sure to back them up. So I'm gonna bow out that one because I'm gonna be like,
I'll throw this out at you. Since I brought up James Wan, like you said, how it has a darker feel. We know Tim Burton has the dark feel, but it's like a gothic kind of dark feel, not like a dark feel. When we're talking about James Wan, other than Aquaman, you're talking about stuff like The Conjuring 2, Conjuring, Insidious. That stuff he's directed.
Okay, I
Saw.
can see that. All right, yeah, I'm liking it better.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why I think James Wan could do this, and he's already part of the DC universe for Aquaman. So
That's true. Yeah, that will keep it in conjunction with it. I could like that. Yeah, I'm down for that.
Right. So then, I'm trying to make sure because I need to catch up. Is Batman Beyond available on any streaming yet? Does DC All Access? Anybody have it?
no,
I want to say if anybody has it, it probably would be DC.
I watched the animated series, but I didn't. When Batman Beyond came out, I was sort of older and didn't watch it. I got distracted.
DC, yeah, it's on DC Universe.
Okay, because I do want to because as I'm looking up, it's like this. It's set in 2019, 20 years after new Batman animated series, and so he's in his 50s. So there's a version of that Michael Keaton that could still be. Probably current Michael Keaton would be the beginning of Batman, right before the teenager Batman, like the new one starts. There's probably a phase there where you could have Michael Keaton as Batman again, and then you could make him even older to be the proper Bruce Wayne in Batman Beyond, correct?
Yeah, I would say that's a fair statement because they touch on various episodes of Batman Beyond. They touch on Bruce Wayne getting to that stage. They'll do flashbacks, and then you see where he stopped being Batman to be, and that's why the mantle is being passed on.
Right, because then it moves ahead to 2039 with the Neo Gotham, and that's when when Ace, right, the dog, are sort of isolated in Wayne Manor and elderly, and that's when Terry, right, is the new kid who comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
go ahead, Adam.
No, I was gonna say like the way they introduced Terry as being why he's around this old man all the time is just great in my idea. It's like he becomes Batman's caretaker.
Yeah. And Bruce Wayne is basically like, even though he's not technically that old, he's just very old, crotchety, grumpy, old man.
Yeah.
He's in his 70s, it says.
Yeah. Oh, so it was 70s. Okay, yeah.
But he's basically like Batman grunts and like as he is like right now, and then but as old man Batman, like he's just that much more. Think of Clint Eastwood from like Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
That's your Bruce Wayne. Get off my lawn. You know, that's your Bruce Wayne in Batman
right,
Beyond.
Which Michael Keaton's not there yet. Like Michael Keaton's sort of like we're almost not there yet. It almost feels like let's get Michael Keaton back in. He'll do his sort of cool like old puppet master, and then wait another 20 years. How old is Michael Keaton?
He's in his 60s, I believe.
So to get him to do a couple movies or even one, and then 10 years from now, make him even older, and then set up a whole Batman Beyond franchise with him. I mean, Michael Keaton's got plenty they could just keep tapping into if he wanted to.
He's 68.
He is?
He's borderline right where he needs to be.
He's right where he needs to be. All right, there you go. Well, because Clint Eastwood's like 80, right?
Well, he meant the
style. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, interesting. It's interesting how that would clearly be cool. Regardless of whether they bring him into Batman Beyond, that's definitely the biggest sort of. No one's confirmed that. I don't believe that's true. But bringing in Michael Keaton, there's talk of they want to make him do a multi deal, and that's I think part of the reason why it's on hold still because it's like, does he and his team want to do it? Clearly, they want him to do it. That's all fact. But does he want it now? Because he's going to be locked in for Batman. So the whole thing was Birdman was making fun of it all. He's trying to do other stuff. Why would he go do Morbius and Spider-Man, but not go back and pull the cape back again and do some awesome Batman stuff? It seems weird. You'd think he would want the money.
I got to tell you, I got to give Warner Brothers or AT&T, whoever, you got to give them some credit. I really think the biggest complaint on them was they didn't care, right? It was just about money. We don't care what we're making. We got to make money on this, blah, blah. But it seems like they're actually trying to make moves to deliver something that people want. That's what I see. Like it or not, I know the Snyder Cut's controversial, but I really think they're trying to, because people were so responsive to Disney and MCU, right? And Kevin Feige. Mm-hmm. They're like, just whatever you give me, I don't care if it's bad. I'm going to love it because it's coming from MCU. You know what I mean? And I think DC is trying to appeal to that now, or Warner Brothers is trying to appeal to that now. So I want to give them a little credit. I mean, we got to wait till we see what we get from it, but I think they deserve a little credit for that.
Yeah, and then to piggyback about the Michael Keaton part, and if they're going the route that we're talking about, where he's going to be that Batman from Batman Beyond, it's not going to be a physically demanding role. Like, he's not going to have to wear the bat cowl that like restrains his neck or anything like that. He's basically the guy that's in the Batcave on the radio.
Got it.
He's the bat in the ear. Yeah. And a cane. On the radio with a cane. Now, they could do some stuff where it's him there, but like I can see it maybe doing like CGI and just having his voiceover on some stuff.
I mean, he looks older than 70 in the car. I mean, whatever. But yeah, Michael Keaton doesn't feel this old with Kane and because I'm looking at an image of the two of them. But yeah, you could hold them up. You could age them up easily.
Exactly.
Yeah. But Batman Beyond, he never puts it back on. He's too old. He's too old to put the cowl back on. Is the bottom line.
You got to remember, the cane is not necessarily because of age. It's because of what he did to his body for all those years.
Exactly, and they touch on that. Like, he wrecked his entire physique and body battling crime day in, day out. Like, it takes a toll. And if you think about it, think about Justice League, the very movie that everybody criticizes. Like that one scene where Ben Affleck takes off his coat and you see he has broken ribs or bruises or whatever. It takes a toll and that just builds on it. So, and that's how it got to that way. And he tries to compensate different ways and because he just doesn't want to give it up. And they touch on that a lot. So it's like that. Okay. Like when you talk to that old person, they can't drive, but they're like, don't take my keys. That is the Batman.
He's see that with Alfred all the time too. In just about all iterations, you'll see Alfred saying you can't keep this up forever. I can patch you up, but one day I'm not going to be able to patch you up.
Exactly.
Well, look, DC, if they finally do have a plan, there's pieces here that they could clearly make fans happy. And even people like me, I know this story I've heard of, and it's something now I regret not watching. I want to get back into it, but it sounds like it's a cool sort of way to keep going. And if they introduce the multiverse, it's the perfect way. All right, now we can put Batman Beyond in. We can do our own, still come up with our own sort of new Batmans. There's a lot of opportunities here to please the fans. So. Yeah. That's an interesting idea. All right, if you didn't catch us live, you've been watching us later. What do you guys think? Do you want to see Batman Beyond? Do you want to see Michael Keaton in there? Somebody else? Ben Affleck? What's the perfect version of this? Do you even want to see that film? Let us know in the comments below your favorite way to do it, or even your director pitches. You like James Wan? Somebody else? Hit us up down in the comments below. Make sure to tune in every Tuesday around 9 p.m. here live to catch us having these conversations. Check out Darth Daddy Lungo over the Great Council, and Don over at Nerd Tots. Thank you guys for joining us. We're going to wrap up this live stream, so don't leave if you're watching live. If you're watching after the fact, be sure to subscribe so you make sure and click that notification bell so you can catch our live streams when they happen. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon.